Welcome to Life by Design from the Bottom Up. I'm your host, Monica Suleski, and every week we sit down with an amazing entrepreneur success story. Today we are here with Sahara Rose. She has the #1 leading spiritual podcast in the U.S. with over 30 million viewers. Welcome, Sahara Rose.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so grateful to be here with you today.
I'm happy that you're here. Tell us a little bit about you and how you started your spiritual journey.
Absolutely. So my parents were both immigrants and refugees from Iran. So growing up, it was really for them about survival. You know, how can we fit in the box, keep up with the Joneses, be successful by common terms? And for me, I kind of came into this world very spiritual and connected to energy. And I always wondered, something wrong with me? Am I different? And I tried so much to keep that part of myself away. And it wasn't until the practice of yoga that I started to really tune into my spiritual soul self. And at this time, I was practicing yoga. I was raw vegan, but I stopped getting my period. And I didn't get my period for months, which turned into a year, which turned into 2 years of not getting my period at all. And when I got blood tests, the doctor said I had gone into perimenopause and I was 21 years old. So when that happens when you're so young, is your body shuts down. You know, you're going to experience bone density issues. You know, I was on hormone replacement therapy, digestive medication, even antidepressants. And I knew that there was something deeper going on inside of me, but I didn't know what that thing was. So that's when I discovered Ayurveda, which is the world's oldest health system and the sister science of yoga. So through the practice of Ayurveda, which is all about connecting the mind and the body, I was able to not only heal myself physically, but also spiritually, and get to know who I am on a soul level. And that bigger question of, what are my gifts? What is my purpose? Why am I here? And that brought me to the concept of my dharma, my soul's purpose. So I became obsessed with really knowing who I was and how I was meant to share and show up in the world, which brought me to Deepak Chopra, which led to me writing 3 books on Ayurveda and Dharma. Most recently, this book right here, Discover Your Dharma, all with forewords by Deepak Chopra, and really making my life's work to help other people tune into their soul's purpose.
That's amazing, because everybody needs their purpose, because you can have everything in the world, but if you don't know what you're here for, it's like you're going through the routine. Having your purpose brings you happiness. How does one discover their dharma and purpose?
Absolutely. So the first question that I would ask someone is, what do you remember loving to do as a child? So were you that kid that was really creative and artistic and creating art and making improv skits? Or were you that kid that loved to play outside and play games and get in the mud and, you know, do competitive activities? Or were you that child that liked to make house and play with dolls and, you know, pretend to serve their family? And these are actually related to different archetypes that we have in Ayurveda, the air, fire, and earth archetypes. So that's a really great way to start, because when we're kids, we're our natural expressions of ourselves. We're not told what's going to make more money or how we're going to be more loved by our parents. We just are ourselves. And then as we go through the school system and society, we start to forget. And the next step I would take is my Dharma archetype quiz. So I have 9 archetypes that people can understand which combination they are. So for example, some of the archetypes, like one of yours, is the artist. So everything that you do is to bring beauty to this world. Like your dharma is to bring beauty to this world, whether it's through this show, through your home, through your design, through your fashion. Everything you do is going to have your unique essence, your vibrational frequency to it. And the world needs that, because it would be so mundane if we didn't have beauty. So other Dharma archetypes are the visionary, which is more mine, here to share this bigger message with the world. The teacher, here to impart knowledge. The nurturer, here to care and connect. The warrior, here to protect and lead. The entrepreneur, here to create solutions for world's problems. The entertainer, here to perform and make people feel. So we have 9 different Dharma archetypes, and if people head over to dharmaarchetypequiz.com, they can understand what their unique combination is.
So the quiz, you ask a bunch of questions and they're going to find out exactly where they are.
Yeah, they're first and secondary, because we really have all of these archetypes within us. It's just which ones are the most prevalent for you, and that's going to guide you towards your purpose.
So what are some of the things that block people from finding their purpose?
So one of the biggest blocks is this idea that I am not X enough. I am not smart enough. I am not pretty enough. I am not fit enough. I am not young enough. I am not talented enough. It's always something. And often it's the same story that we heard as a child, right? You're never going to be good at this thing. So we carry the story and we make it into a belief. And we see our entire worldview through this lens, but it's not the actual truth.
Right, because everybody has their belief system. For me, the words are so powerful. You have the words of healing, and then you have the words that are negative. For example, your thoughts, beautiful thoughts, create a beautiful person. The words have the power to change your DNA. When someone says, I love you, you get, oh my God. How do you feel about the words and how a lot of people don't use the right words? They don't use healing words or positive words. It's always negative self-talk.
Yes, I always say your words are your wands because we are casting spells with everything that we are saying. So often we don't even recognize the language that we're speaking to ourselves in our minds constantly is defeating. It's negative. And again, oftentimes it's that inner father or inner mother in our heads telling us you're not smart enough, productive enough, whatever the thing is. And it's running our lives from a subconscious place. So I would suggest for someone writing down everything that's coming to mind. I am not living my purpose because, and what comes to mind. And whatever that story is, start questioning that. Is it true? Is it true that you have to be this age to live your purpose? Is it true you have to have X amount of money? Is it true you need to have all day long on your schedule open? Is that thing actually true? And then start creating evidence in your mind of people who have created their own reality in their mind that there could be another reality. So this is why it's so important to question our thoughts.
So we're going to hold that thought. We're coming right back. And we're going to talk about how people can connect with their soul self.
That's right. I'm here to jolt you all half hour long. I know you're enjoying this show with Sahara Rose, and so am I. You know what? She is all about self-help, and that's where I come into play. I've been changing lives since 2003. Yes, it's 20 years when I also changed my own life. I lost over 80 pounds after the birth of my children, leading me to be one of the most highly sought after fitness and lifestyle experts today. And guess what, queens? I have kept those 80 pounds off, and I'm going to tell you how. You know, there's a lot of F's that equal an A when you want to crack your VIP Queen code. F number 1 is fitness. You gotta work out, not only to look great, but to feel great, to unlock those dopamine ravines that you need to get that dopamine high. And also, you don't need to go to the gym. No gym, no problem. Just transform an area of your home into your own VIP power workout room and get your sweat on. The other F is for food, my favorite subject. I make eating fit fun. It's not bland and boring. No more boiled chicken and broccoli. We're gonna wake up those beautiful taste buds of yours, and they're gonna be doing backflips as you shrink and lose weight. And it tastes so delicious because it's the undiet diet. You don't have to count calories. You just need to eat lean, clean, and green. And oh yeah, stay hydrated with your delicious lemon water and other detox waters. Let's talk about the other F, faith. You have to have mind, body, and spirit to be really balanced and grounded as you're working on your goals. So that means to pray, meditate, do your yoga, and also self-care. So enjoy your wellness rituals like your massages, your facials, and your at-home spa days because you are the VIP Queen. I'm here to help you unlock your VIP Queen inside of you and to reclaim your VIP power. Crowns on, queens. Don't move because later I'm going to show you how to reclaim and unleash your VIP power.
Let's face it, social media depends on great graphic design. It boosts engagement, improves user experience, and makes advertising more effective. Stand out in a crowded feed and capture the attention of potential followers and clients today. Learn more at theconnectonline.com. We've got you covered.
Welcome back at Life by Design from the bottom up. Today we are here with Sahara Rose. And we want to ask you the question, how can people connect with their soul self?
Yes, so I really love looking at the chakra system. So we have 7 chakras within us, and each of them is related to a unique energy. So it starts with our root. So the root chakra is our sense of stability, our sense of survivalhood, our groundedness. So it's really important to have a solid foundation. You know, that's why when you're often like traveling a lot, you might feel like you're a little bit out of balance. So maybe walking on earth, especially with your bare feet, eating root vegetables, feeling connected to your body, and that's going to give you that solid foundation. Then the next chakra is the sacral. So this is related to our sense of creativity, abundance, pleasure, joy. So this is why it's so important to play. You know, as adults, we get so serious, but when we're in play and laughter, we're actually in that same energy that we're going to channel our greatest creative ideas through. So I highly recommend playing games, going to improv, doing things that are outside of your comfort zone to bring in that energy of joy and laughter, as well as pleasure and sensuality. Then the next one is the solar plexus. So this is related to the energy of action and power. So actually following through with the things that you say you're going to follow through. Because oftentimes we have so many ideas like creating a show like this and writing books and so many more things, but are we actually taking action and honoring our truth enough to do it? So this is why the energy of the solar plexus that takes that action, that honors what I call your sacred doing, your dharma, is so important. Then we have the heart chakra, and that's connected to universal love and compassion. So seeing ourselves in every single person that we interact with, especially when we're triggered by them, you know, because there is a part of them that is within us as well. So opening up our heart, doing things like heart openers and yoga and back bends, and even just stretching and opening your chest center forward. You know, throughout our day, we're practicing this, closing the heart. And if I didn't have my phone in front of me and I was just this all day, it's like,
change my costume.
Right. But it's like we're doing the yoga pose of feeling like you're caged off from the world. And that's the pose that we're practicing day in and day out. So let's practice the opposite of opening ourselves up to possibility and connection and love. And then it comes up to the throat chakra. And that is the energy of speaking your truth, which is so important, but especially for women, because we have been taught to be people pleasers. And a lot of people say, I have a hard time speaking my truth. So we're so in our heads of how people are going to receive us that that's when we start to stutter and we can't find the right words to say and we're overanalyzing instead of connecting our heart with our throat and speaking directly from the heart. So through honoring your truth, I recommend recording voice memos of yourself, just talking out whatever's on your mind, whether it's an idea or a conflict, and just letting yourself sound it out. But even just singing in the shower, doing karaoke, making noises, opening up that throat, especially if it's hard for you to speak your truth. Then that brings us up to the third eye, which is the energy center of ideas. So your ability to channel your intuition and see things from a higher perspective, and that requires space. So getting away from the day-to-day where we're doing and responding and the urgency culture of the world, but instead taking a sacred pause to go on a walk, to do some breath work, to journal, to be in nature. And that allows the ideas that are meant to come through to come through. And then lastly, our crown, which is our ability to connect to something greater than ourselves. You know, whatever that is for you, we all know we're connected to the universe. So sometimes for me, it's just going to nature and being like, wow, I am here on this planet and this is such an incredible human experience and bodysuit that I am in. And sometimes we just need to get out of our day-to-day to see things from the bigger picture. So wherever you have your block, that is the chakra for you to really focus on with different tools and practices that I write about in my books, and you can even Google them online. And this is just such a powerful way for you to connect with your soul self in the way that you most need it right now.
I mean, it's super important to unblock your chakras, and how important that is that in health.
Yes, because each of those things is also related to a health condition.
Yeah.
So for example, with my hormonal issues, that was sacral chakra. I was disconnected from my feminine energy. So I stopped getting my period. Exactly. So it was a physical manifestation of a spiritual symptom. So you could really look at any problem physically and go deeper into the spiritual symptom that's underneath it. And it is so interesting.
And the chakras are super important to be balanced. And in your practices, are you balancing the chakras for people?
Yeah, so all of my books have relations to the chakras. So for example, in Eat, Feel Fresh, I have recipes for each of them. So for example, if you're needing more grounding, I have root chakra recipes that have ingredients like sweet potatoes and butternut squash and lots of foods that literally grow underneath the earth. But maybe you need more heart chakra, so eat more leafy greens. So even the colors of our foods inform us of the energy.
So it matches the colors of the food?
Yes, with the colors of the chakras, yes, which are the rainbow colors, actually.
Yeah, that's why they always tell you eat the foods with bright colors, mix all the colors together. So then again, we're healing our chakras.
Exactly, and you're using food as energy, and not just food, even practices that you do. So for example, if you want more of that sacral chakra joy in your life, dance is going to be that practice for you. But if you want to have more of that intuition, meditation is going to be that practice for you. If you want to speak your truth, chanting and singing mantras are going to be the practice for you. So every single chakra has its own practice, foods, meditations, yoga sequences. There's so much that you can do to go into it. And I write about all of that in my books.
So you have 4 books out.
Yes.
And all your forwards are done by Deepak Chopra.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yes. Who I got to see here at your home 2 weeks ago.
I meet you here.
Yeah.
He was at the home and gave an amazing enlightened speech.
Yes.
And what's your upcoming next book?
So my next book is going to be about joy and the importance of joy, especially in times like this. Like I mentioned, my family is from Iran, which is going through, one of the greatest human rights atrocities of this time. But if you let yourself get lost in it, you're not going to be able to find the solution. So joy is so needed, especially in pivotal times. And that doesn't mean that we spiritually bypass the rest of our emotions, but we let joy guide the way.
So I'm going to hold that thought for a minute. We're going to be right back next, and we're going to talk about joy, happiness, and spirituality.
I am so jolted. Are you ready to reclaim and unleash your VIP queen power? I'll show you how after the show. But first, I want to share with you one of my top VIP queen success stories. Kelly Kubiak. Not only did she transform her body, she expanded in her business, and she's having great success in all areas of her life. Hey, Kelly.
Hi, Jennifer Nicole Lee. Listen, guys, trust me, everything she tells you is true. After going through the JNL VIP program, my business grew, my confidence grew, the weight fell off, everything came together in my life in a bigger way than I've ever imagined. So let me share with you some of the key factors that I've learned, especially as a woman in her 50s in menopause. Now, with her tools, you can do it. One of the big key factors for me was my mirror neurons. I was wondering, what does my child see? He watches me. Is his mom healthy? I wanted to be a better version to my child. Let him see that I'm healthy. And also, I love Jennifer Nicole Lee's program because it keeps my mindset on target. Always there for me. She's just one click away and she answers every time I need her. She keeps me consistent in the group. She's always creating new fun challenges to keep you engaged. Her books have changed my life. She's got so many books and they are such just profound. They're powerful. They help you with your self-care. They keep you on target. And I'm just so thankful for her books. But I am healthy in all aspects of my life, my mind, my body, my soul. And if you are ready to step into your queen power, JenniferNicoleLee.com is the place to start.
Are you ready to bring your brand to television? Listen, it is possible, and it's possible without pitching to all of the different networks across the country, across the world, and begging for a seat at their table. Listen, come check us out on The Connect Show. We broadcast on the CW network every single week, reaching more than 2 million households. And what we do is help you build and promote and market your brand in front of an audience that actually has a pocketbook. They actually want to spend money and better themselves, better their strategies, their systems. We focus on women in business and female entrepreneurs. So if you are building a brand that you know has the potential to be so much bigger, or if you're prepared and ready to scale, join us today. You can register to be a guest at theconnectonline.com.
Talk about the other F that a VIP queen loves, the F for fashion. As you're working out and eating lean, clean, and green, your body's gonna feel great and you're gonna wanna get out and celebrate. So dress up in our VIP queen fashions. This is my one-stop VIP shop fashion brand. Everything from hoodies, hats, drinkware, backpacks, towels, yoga mats, and more to help you look and feel you're blessed. And remember, when you dress up like a VIP queen, you always have that smile on your face.
Welcome back to Life by Design from the Bottom Up. I'm your host, Monica Suleski, and every week we interview interesting entrepreneurs with success stories. Today we are here with Sahara Rose. She was one of the speakers for Michelle Obama's event, the Let's Make a Move.
Let's Move campaign.
Let's Move campaign.
Yes.
So today we want to talk about how do we bring more joy in our life in these times?
So it can feel sometimes like we're constantly in this series of unfortunate events, especially when we tune into the media and our phones, and we can feel really bombarded. But the thing is, we're never really able to come up with the solutions for ourselves, for our families, for the world, if we're constantly in this low vibrational state. So this is why joy is so important, because our true nature is joy. That's who we are inside. It's just, what are the stories and the beliefs that we're holding on to that have made us forget? Because when we're tuned into the energy of joy, we naturally experience flow. We have the energy to follow through with the things that we want to follow through with, and we're able to see things from a more clear frequency. So this is why I recommend people do a daily joy practice. And a daily joy practice is something you do not for productivity or because it'll make your body look better, whatever the thing is. You can still do those things, but doing something simply because it feels good. Because that's rewiring your neurons to know that you feeling joyful is enough. And I think that so often we feel like it's not. Something else is more important. It has to get me somewhere else. But the whole point of this life is to be joyful. So your daily joy practice can look like dancing for 2 songs in your living room. It can look like playing a game with your kids or family members. It can look like painting or making jewelry or gathering around a campfire or creating a beautiful bouquet or gardening or cooking or whatever that thing is for you. But simply having something, even if it's just for 5 minutes that you're doing just to open your heart, is going to give you more creativity, more energy, more insight, more magnetism, all of the things that we are seeking. We don't need to struggle for our success. We don't need to do things the hard way. In fact, we'll get our best results when we're moving with ease.
That's so important. In this world, people need to slow down and just watch the sunset, watch the sunrise. The things that you look at the world and it's magical, and people don't take the time to watch the sunset or to go to the beach and ground themselves. Thank you for being on the show. And how can we reach you? How can everyone contact you?
Yeah, so if you just head over to my website, IamSaharaRose.com, there you can find the Dharma Archetype Quiz. You can find my books. I have a membership community called Rose Gold Goddesses, courses that people can take to tune into their soul's purpose, as well as if you want to be a spiritual life coach, I have an institute called Dharma Coaching Institute, which you definitely need to do as you are stepping into your Dharma, sharing spirituality. And I love to just make it fun and easy and accessible. And also my podcast, Highest Self Podcast, which you can find on Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, or wherever you tune in. So thank you so much for having me today.
Join us back next week to Life by Design from the Bottom Up. I'm Monica Suleski, your host. And next week, you're going to see another amazing success story.
Wow, that Sahara Rose is a force to be reckoned with. That's why I love working with women like you that said, you know what, I'm going to change my life. I'm going to take 1000% responsibility for my actions and create amazing situations out of what life hands me. You know, as a transformational coach for the past 2 decades, I've seen so many miracles. I've seen women shift from being so-so to so strong, with no vision, to knowing where they're going, with goal setting, with checking in with me in our community with a VIP queen. I'm here to tell you that you can do it. If you lost your direction, if you've lost that desire to work out, feel great, and do great things for others, I'm here to reignite your VIP power inside you. And how do you do that? Simply with goal setting. You have to have a coach that holds you accountable. And also, listen, we can't do it alone. You're not an island. You have to have community. You have to connect with other like-minded women that cheer you on to do more and be more. So you can be a better mother, better wife, better sister, and also better best friend to yourself. It starts with you. But it is a complete lifestyle. You see, you got to nourish your body, which houses your spirit. So you got to eat good, the lean, clean, fun, fit, foodie way, and also practice your self-love and self-care wellness rituals. And you don't need to go to some swanky, expensive spa. You can create that sanctuary right in the comfort of your beautiful home. And that's what it's all about. So queens, are you ready to reclaim and unleash your VIP power? Let's do this. I am so jolted and I cannot wait to have a front row seat to your success breakthroughs. Let's do this.
You're watching the Connect Network TV on the CW.